Buenos días, Castros. Let's going to correct our lesson from yesterday in maths. We were looking at equivalent fractions, how to make them visually using a diagram, and then how to try to find different fractions that were equivalent, okay? So, just forget about my drawing. Imagine that they are equal, all of them bits. So let's going to just start with the first one. The first thing that you had to do, it was counting and it was just representing the fractions. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Out of how many equal parts? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. So I have 8 sixteenths, and that's the first fraction that you all should have, okay? Now from there, I was supposed to try to find equivalent fraction with equal amount, same amount as 8 sixths. So for that, we know that we can use my division, and I can divide this number by the same number and try to get the next fraction, the equivalent one. So I'm going to divide it by 2. 8 divided by 2 is, hold on, 4. 16 divided by 2 is 8. So could it be any way that I will have this, instead of out of 16, out of 8? It could, couldn't it? I could just break them like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And then I will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 equal parts. And I have taken 1, 2, 3, and 4. That means that 4 eighths could be done and it will be still equivalent. Okay, the same amount has been taken. All right? So let's going to now see, is there any other number that I can divide them by? Is there any other way I can just organize my diagram and split it into a different way to make it equivalent? I'm going to do another division. And I'm going to make, instead of 16 equal parts, and instead of 8 equal parts, what about if I do, shall I do 4? I could divide it by 4, couldn't I? 8 divided by 4, it will be 2. 16 divided by 4, it will be 4. 8 divided by 4, 2. 16 divided by 4, 4. So I will need to have 4 equal parts, which it means I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. That will need to be split into 1, 2, 3, and 4. And like this. So then this time I will have them, can you see? Let me just do these lines again, the previous lines, so you can just see how I've split it this time and how it's going to be equal. So now I will split it and I will have 1 equal part, 2 equal parts, 3 equal parts, and 4 equal parts. Okay, can you see a rectangle? 4 rectangles, and I've taken 1 and I've taken 2. So I've taken the same as if it will be split into 16 equal parts. So yeah, it will be an equivalent. Is there anything I divided by 2, I divided by 4, any other way? I could basically divide it by 8, couldn't I? What will I get if I divide it by 8? 8 divided by 8 is 1. 16 divided by 8 is, oopsie, sorry, 8, no. 16 divided by 8 is 2. 2 times 8 is 16. 1/2. Let's going to try, so I need to split this into a half. Same amount on each side. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So I'm going to split it in a half. And I'm going to leave 1, 2, 3, and 4 on one side, 1, 2, 3, and 4 on the other side. And this now you will not be able to see it because then I will have a whole square. Can you see my whole, well, it's a rectangle. I will have a whole rectangle and a whole rectangle there. Have I still be taking the same amount as if I will take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8? If I will take 8 equal parts, is 8/16 the same as 1/2? It's the same, isn't it? I haven't taken any more. So 1/2 will be as well an equivalent fraction. Okay, let's going to go for this one again. The second one, the first thing that you had to do is write the equivalent fraction. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I have 6 out of how many equal parts? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 6 twelfths. Okay? Fine, let's going to try to find how can we do it equivalent. How can I find an equivalent fraction? I know that then I'm going to divide it into different ways and I'm going to split it into different amounts. So let's see, I'm going to divide it first. Well, 6, 12, what it comes to my head straight away. Both of them are divisible by 2. 6 divided by 2 is, well done, 3. 12 divided by 2 is 6. That means that whatever it happens there, I should have 6 equal parts and I've taken 3. So this will be split into 6 equal parts instead of 12. And let's see if I still have the same amount. How can I split this into 6 equal parts? I have 1 equal part. I could have 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Now they are not the squares, they're rectangles, okay? Okay, split into 6 equal parts and I've taken 3. 1, 2 and 3. And I haven't changed anything. I haven't shaded more or I haven't rubbed off any of the shading. So it's equivalent, isn't it? Right, 6 twelfths. Anything that I can divide it, anything else that I can divide it by? Well, I have divided by 2. I could divide it by 3. Yeah. 6 is on my 3 times table and 12 is on my 3 times table. 6 divided by 3 is, well done, 2. 12 divided by 3 is 4. Okay, how can I divide this into 4 equal parts? Normally it's just like a cross, isn't it? So I'm going to do a cross equally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm going to leave 3 on one side, 3 on the other side. Okay, and 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. So I'm going to leave 1 on one side and 2 on my other side. Okay. So I have now split it. Let me just rub off them, my old ones, and just make them blue again like previously. I have now split my diagram into, can you see this? 1, 2, 3 and 4 equal parts. Okay? This 1, 2, 3 and 4. And I've taken 2. Yeah? 1 is shaded and 2 is shaded. Have I rubbed off anything of my shading? Have I add more shading or take shading away? No, so it is equivalent. Okay, I have divided by 2, I've divided by 3, 6 twelfths, any other number? This divisible? 4? Yeah, 4, 12 is for 4, but 6, no, so 6. 6 divided by 6 is 1, 12 divided by 6 is 2. And again, 1/2. So that means that I need to cut my diagram on the half. I could cut it like this, but then I will need to move my shading. So I'm going to cut it vertically instead of horizontally, okay? So I'm going to just wrap this so you can guys see how it was split before on 12s. And I'm going to just cut it into the half. And now I have one and 2 equal parts. Can you see them? 1 and 2 equal parts, and I've taken, look at that, 1. I've taken 1 half. Have I add more shading? Has it got more shading, more than 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? No? So it is equivalent, okay? Right, let's going to then go to my next one. First thing that you had to do, it was just basically representing the fraction. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18. So you have 18 equal parts, and you've taken 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You've taken 6 equal parts. Okay, so I have this, and I'm going to try to divide it, find an equivalent fraction. 6 and 18. Let's going to start with 2. Is it 6 on my 2 timetable? Yeah. Is it 18 on my 2 timetable? Yeah. So let's going to do divided by 2. 6 divided by 2 is 3. 18 divided by 2 is 9. So could I make this into 9 equal parts? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. How could I do that? Well, I'm going to just have 1 equal part, 2 equal parts, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. 9 equal parts, and I've taken 1, 2, and 3. Is it still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? 18s, yeah. And is it 1, 2, and 3? Yep. So that will be 1 equivalent fraction. Let's going to see. Let's going to go for 3. Is it 6 on my 3 timetable? Yep. Is it 18 on my 3 timetable? Yeah. 6 divided by 3 is 2, well done. 18 divided by 3 is 6. Okay, this time, sorry guys, I think that if I just make it blue again, you will see the previous one easily. So this time, I'm going to divide it, and I need 6 equal parts. How could I do that? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Easy. So this time I'm going to have 1 equal part here, 2 equal parts, 3 equal parts, 5, 6, and 7. And I've taken 1, and I've taken 2. 2 6. Still 6 18s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 18s. Well done. So 2 6 is equivalent. Let's going to move. Let's see if there is any other one. Divided by 4. Is 6 on my 4 timetable? No. Divided by 5? No. Divided by 6? Yeah. Okay. 6 divided by 6 is 1. 18 divided by 6 is 3. Is there any way now? Bear with me, I'm going to just draw the lines again. This is starting to be even less equal each time, sorry. Let's going to just divide it this time into 3 equal parts. How can I do that? 1, 2, 3. Oh, easy, look at that. I'm going to just have 1 equal part. I'm going to have 2 equal parts, and I'm going to have 3 equal parts. Now, I'm going to move all, or I could just basically just cut it like that so you could see it better, but it's fine. I'm going to just see how it will be with 1/3, okay? I will need to do 1/3, I will need to have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and 6 shaded. 1, 2, if I will take this one, put it here. 3, I will take this one, put it here. 4, take this one, put it here. 5, take this one, put it here. 6. Or I could basically, guys, just cut it into, look, if we put it horizontally, 1 equal part, 2 equal parts, and 3 equal parts. And now you can see it visually really easily that if I just shade, 1/3 is absolutely the same. I haven't touched anything, I haven't moved it. Absolutely the same as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 eighteenths. So yes, it is 1/3 equivalent. Okay, really long exercises, wasn't it? So let's going to just move into today's lesson because it's a really long video so far. Let's going to try to move on and let's going to just do today's lesson. Right, guys, so first of all, let's going to see, we're going to be working on decimal numbers. So let's going to remember that I have first, whoopsie, I have ones, and even smaller than my ones, as 1, okay? Remember that we use our normal hundreds because we need to zoom it in and see a smaller amount. So I have my ones. If you zoom it in, what is my next smallest value? Decimal point. My next smallest value will be what? Yep, tenths, isn't it? And that is when I am counting in tenths. Can you see it? Tenths will be my next small value. So ones, tenths. If I zoom in my tenths, what is my even smallest value than tenths? Absolutely right, hundredths. So my next value will be hundredths. Okay? So we know now, remember that we have ones, and if you zoom in a 1 and you see it even smaller, a smaller number than ones, you will go into tenths, and if you want to make it even more, even smaller, hundredths. Okay, so today's lesson, let me show you. So I have my ones, okay? I have my ones, and I can count on my ones in tenths. 1/10, 2/10, 3/10, 4/10, 5/10, 6/10, 7/10, 8/10, 9/10, and 10/10, and it will make 1. Okay, 1 whole. So I could count in tenths, or even more tricky, I could count in hundreds. 100, let me just put it like that so you can see it. 100, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 hundreds, then 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and then like that, all the way to 100, okay? And you will get 100 hundredths will make a whole. 1 number, okay? 1 ones. So let's going to just try. Let me see, because today we are going to be working on fractions and we are going to be looking at equivalent hundreds and tenths, okay? So can you count in hundreds with me? 100ths, 200ths, 300ths, 400ths, 500ths, 600ths, 700ths, 800ths, 900ths, 1000ths. Can you see? We have 10. We have 10, out of 100. So we have 100 in total, and I have taken 10. I have shaded 10. What do you notice in there? Straight away. What can you see there, guys? 10 tenths. What can you see? Can you think of any equivalent fraction? Can you see anything else in there? Can you? That's right. So that is equivalent to what? That will be equivalent to, what is this? That's 10 100ths, but what is this? That is 1 what? That's right, 1, and then how many half? 1 tenths. 1 tenths, 2 tenths, 3 tenths, 4 tenths, 5 tenths, 6 tenths, 7 tenths, 8 tenths, 9 tenths, 10 tenths will make 100. So can you see how 10 hundredths is the same as 1 tenth? Can you see it? Yeah. So, let's see, as my bean's trying to fall over. So we have 10 hundredths is equivalent, is the same as 1 tenth. Yeah? Shall we check this? If I divide, remember that to just compare to see if they are equivalent, we need to do the same to the numerator and the denominator. Let's going to look at the first one. 10 is turning to 1. What has happened to that 10? It's been divided, it's been making smaller. So I know that it's been divided, no timing. It's been divided by what to get 1? It's been divided by 10. 10 divided by 10 is 1. 1 times 10 is 10. So the same that I do to the numerator, I do to my denominator. Let's see. 100 divided by 10 equals 10. Let's check. 10 times 10 is 100. So 10 hundredths and 1 tenth is equivalent. Let's going to look then at another one. If I carry on then, guys, and I just have my 10 tenths, and I'm going to continue, and can you count with me then? 11 tenths, 12 tenths. I'm going to stop you there. I have, oops, sorry, tenths, 12 hundredths. I'm going to stop you there. We have 12 hundredths. What can you see with 12 hundredths? That it is more than 1 tenth. If I get my next one, I will get 2 tenths, don't I? And what can you see now? If I get 2 tenths, oopsie, what can you see now? That 2 tenths is bigger than 12 hundredths. So let's going to then carry on. 13 hundredths, 14 hundredths, 15 hundredths, 16 hundredths, 17 hundredths, 18 hundredths, 19 hundredths. Okay. 20 hundredths. I have 20 hundredths there. What's happening with that? You've got it. It is equivalent to 2 tenths. Can you see that? If I divide 20 by 10 is 2, 100 by 10 is 10. Do you think then that if I write, look at that, 10 hundredths is the same as 1 tenth, 20 hundredths is the same as 2 tenths. Do you think that you can do this? Equivalent and the equivalence in there. Have a go, quick. Pause the video and play when you're ready. So, 10 hundredths is the same as 1 tenth. 20 hundredths is the same as 2 tenths. 30 hundredths is the same as 3 tenths. Then 40 hundredths is the same as 4 tenths. Yeah, really easy, isn't it? So what about then, guys, if I just do the opposite? What about, can you then try to find if I just get, let's going to see if I give you the opposite. If I say to you 5/10, what is the equivalent of 5/10? What is the equivalent of 6/10? And I'm going to mess you a little bit there. 70 hundredths, what is the equivalent? And what about 8/10? Go for it, pause it, and then see if you can get it. Play it again when you're ready. Okay, so I had then 5/10, equivalent on hundreds. Well, 10 times 10 is 100, 5 times 10 is 50. Well done. 6/10, equivalent to a 100 fraction. 10/10 is 100. 6 times 10 is 60. Well done. 70 hundredths. Miss Lopez, you tried to trick me there. You've gone right back. I have hundreds now and I need to make it into 10. So I'm going to divide by 10. 100. 100 divided by 10 is 10. 70 divided by 10 is 7. And what about this one? 8/10 is the same as, if I'm doing it on hundreds, well done guys, 80 hundredths. Let me just move this because I think that you cannot see it. Okay, so that's it guys. That is what we are going to do today. That is your job, basically, really simple. We are going to be working on this because tomorrow we are going to be working more on fractions of tenths and hundredths, and we are going to be looking more as well at decimal numbers. So have a look at this and then see if you can just get this so far. There are going to be some fractions, so they will, they will show you the diagram, okay? Imagine that there are hundreds in there. They will show you the diagram, and some of them are going to be like this one. So I'm going to just rub off these two last ones, and then we are going to see what happens if you will have 21 hundredths, or actually I'm going to put 22 hundredths, like I had at the beginning. You remember when I had 22 hundredths? And if you will ever need to find this as a fraction and you are dividing it because you want to see it in tenths, you saw already that 2/10 was more than 12 hundredths. So see what is going to happen. I'm going to divide it to make it into tenths. So 100 divided by 10 is 10. If I get 22 and I divide it by 10, and you have 22 here, okay? And I divide it by 10, my digits move to smaller value ones. Remember this 1, 0? They come down ones. So my 2 ones now will be 2/10, and my 2/10 now will be 2 ones. So my answer will be what? That's right, 2.2. It is not ideal just to have a fraction with decimal points, a fraction which it includes a decimal number on it, but for today on your diagram you will find some of them, all right? So do not worry if you need to change hundredths into an equivalent fraction that is out of 10 equal parts, okay, into 10 equal parts instead of hundredths. Don't worry if you need to have a decimal point on your numerator, because we will be looking the next lessons we will be looking at how to actually represent that, all right? So for today, do not worry at it, and then just have a go at it, and then we'll see you tomorrow and see how you've done it. A long video today, loads of explaining, loads of correcting from yesterday. So just go back now, do your work, and then if you need any help or anything, just let me know. Okay, adios.